Welcome to the 34 Motorsports Product Showcase. We're proud to offer the full line of Simpson Racing safety products. The Shark Speedway is a perfect brain bucket to keep your melon as safe as possible. We carry every model and size of Hans device, and these have saved countless lives. The Hybrid Pro Lite is an alternative to the Hans device and is just as effective. The DNA 3-layer suit offers maximum protection when things get hot. And hey dude, those comfy shoes won't help one bit when things go south. Keep those hands ready to work with a pair of Vortex FIA gloves meeting every current standard. From 5 to 7 points, we carry every one of the Simpson harnesses, keeping your rear end right where it should be. Keep all your gear clean and together with the helmet and FHR bag, and always be ready to hop in a race car. Visit 34motorsports.com and order today.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, everybody at Highside Hustle right here on the National Racing Network. Yes, we are back after a week off. Took a week off, kind of refresh the batteries a little bit as we get ready for a big weekend of racing coming up here. Not just a big weekend, but a big month of racing coming up. My name is Bert Wojcik. Folks, alongside me, as always, is big, sexy Adam Rubright, Chris Graham, our executive producer, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll get right into it here. Join us on the Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel Hotline. There he is, picked up the win Saturday night at the Living Legends Dream Race at Port Royal. Dylan Cisney joins us. Dylan, great to have you on the show finally, man. How you been, bud?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Hey, no problem. But, dude, congratulations. I know it's been kind of a struggle for you guys this year up at Port. It's not been the easiest of year, but when you go out and beat Lance Deweese on the last lap, I mean, that's pretty badass. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we'll take that for sure. I know I told somebody that after the feature on Saturday night. We'll take passing Lance for any position on the track anywhere, let alone for a last lap pass for the win. So we'll take that one.
For sure, and you had that thing rolling on the high side from what I was able to see, which is convenient because our show is the Highside Hustle.
Yeah, I did it just for you guys. You know, I knew you'd give me a call if I would do that. So
yes.
We had a good working car. So it's whenever the guys give you a car that works that good, it's easy to go up there and hustle it around the fence.
Yeah, especially at Port. Port's been it's been top dominant, I feel like, a lot this year. What do you think Steinley and them are doing up there that has been so top dominant pretty much since that new clay went down? It seems like you got to have to pretty much rip the top side down. I've seen a lot of guys say they like it. Some guys don't like it. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's just what you got. I mean, the track still comes in with multiple grooves, so that's always good. And, but when it comes down to it, the top's always there. You know, you can always go up there and bang the boards whenever you have to. And You just have to move around, though. Like when you're the leader like Lance was there, you just never know where to go. You start picking your way through lap traffic, and guys are all over the track. And, it's not necessarily just the top. Guys could be coming in any lane on that place. So keeps you on your toes and keeps you moving around, and that's what keeps the racing good up there.
Absolutely, and there's no real doubt about it. Over the last couple months, you guys have had some absolute heartbreak for luck. Motor issues, couple wrecks. What does this kind of win do for you guys and the crew to kind of get your head back in the game when you have the All-Stars coming in this month? I'm sure you're going to do the World of Outlaws in Port and at Williams Grove in September and October. What does that kind of do for your psyche and kind of get you amped up for the end of the season here?
Yeah, it's definitely good. It picks the whole team up, especially when you're having bad luck like that. We thought we've had a pretty good car here lately. The last month or so, we've had speed. We've been timing good at these big races, and we were right there to win the other week. We should have had one at Port Royal, and unfortunately, motors have been breaking, blowing tires, wrecking cars. It's just hasn't been our year really all year long. So it finally just worked out where the car was good and guys were on their game all night and gave me a great car for that first feature. And we had 20 laps without bad luck. So that's all it took to get it in victory lane.
When you finally have put a string together of non-bad luck, I mean, that's got to feel so good. I was thinking about this too, Dylan, the other day when I was doing my 10 Things article, which you can find here on nationalracingnetwork.com. Going back to there in 2019, you had those 2 last lap passes on Macri. I can't remember somebody that's had more last lap passes at Port for the win than you over the last couple of years. I mean, you're almost like Kevin Harvick in a way that you find a way to close these races out when you're towards the front. And I still remember the night you wall rid it up there at Port, and that was, holy shit, one of the best moments I've ever seen in my life. When you get up there towards the front there, it seems like you don't feel that kind of pressure towards the end of a race. You seem calm, cool, and collective, and you're able to do those kind of things to make it spectacular and get the win at the last moment.
Oh, whenever you're running second like that, it's just a little bit easier. You're just all out. You got nothing to lose. When you get the lead in one of these things, you start going into defense mode, you start slowing down. It's real easy to start picking through lap traffic and kind of slowing down to those guys' pace without realizing it. You get into second, I'd rather be the guy chasing, all day, every day until the last lap, last corner, because how hard you got to push it. You can tell how much you're closing on guys and what you got to do. You get the opportunity to see what they're running. And, unfortunately, when you're the leader, it's the opposite. You don't know if anyone's close to you. Are you in the right line? Where are they running at? And, we just got lucky and we had the advantage and there was an opening and we took it. Lance could have easily picked a different line as well, and we don't win that race. So that's just the way the cards fall sometimes.
Definitely. Now, next week is arguably one of the biggest weeks of the year in sprint car racing. I believe I saw you're going out in the 2-car. If that's still true, which I hope it is, because I know last year we enjoyed having you out there when we were there. But coming off this win at Port this week, what are you most looking forward to next week?
Yeah, we're getting things ready. We're skipping this weekend and getting everything ready to head to Knoxville. It'll be the 5-car. It'll be all our races are in Scott's car with the 5 on it this year, and getting ready to head out there again and give it the second try here and see how we do this year. So we learned things last year, kind of got the feel for the event and all the little different things that you got to do for out there. And, luckily we're coming off a win, so hopefully that keeps a little momentum going for us and try and go out and just put her in the show.
I'll get back to Scott's car here in just a second, because I was trying to remember if you were still in that 5 or that 5-2 deal or whatever it was. I remember that you were going to go back to the 5 this year with it. I wasn't quite sure if it was in Scott's stuff or not. But Knoxville last year, I mean, that is such a surreal experience. I know Adam and I saw it being out there as fans last year, and it was just amazing from the atmosphere there, from Wednesday when we went down in Des Moines all the way up until Sunday morning when we left. It's just an atmosphere and an event that is not felt like anything else. I mean, you put anything up to it, there's nothing else like it, Dylan. What's it like from the driver's side of things, especially your first time out there?
It was pretty cool. Just the whole atmosphere kind of reminds you of like a Port Royal Fair Week atmosphere, the way the town is kind of taken over by everything. People palling around on golf carts through the town and hanging out and camping, and just on a larger scale, everything's so spread out there. And it's definitely an experience. And, going out as a driver, there's just so many things you don't realize that, take up your time and your, just the things you have to put thought into to do that event. We spent a lot of time last year. I never saw Knoxville until we got there to try and run our first time at the Nationals. So there was a lot of times where, hey, I'm running to Walmart because, oh man, now with the trailer deal, you can't take your stuff in. So we had to put a lot of thought in. All right, what do we need to take? How many spares do we need of this? What should we or should we not take in? Like, I got to run to Walmart and we need totes to put some stuff in. We need tables. Just a lot of things like that where you're not really showing up and focusing on your job of racing your first time out there. You're learning how to get around, how do things work going in and out every night? Where are you parking your rig at? Where are you staying at for the week? How do you get around town? It's just a totally different thing. And to put all that into the biggest race of the year, that's just another element that makes it even harder yet. So, it's something that at least we know, it's going to feel easier being out there now the second time, and we'll go out and see what we can do.
It'll be nice because this year you can just focus on the racing because the ins and outs on what you need to do, what kind of war rig, quote unquote, you need to set up for the week to be able to take into the track with you. But I really look forward to seeing how you do next year or next week, just simply because you had that experience from last year. And you can kind of jump into this year arms wide open, so to speak, instead of having the little things in the back of your mind worrying you.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good time. We'll go out, and the goal is to try and put her in the show and do better than we did last year. We've got some great sponsors out in the Midwest from that area, so, we'll go out and represent them to the best that we can and try and represent the PA posse.
Some people I compare it to Port to Knoxville, and I feel like you got like guys like yourself, Logan, Danny. Do you guys could have a little bit? I wouldn't say an advantage because I know it's a totally different world there, but you guys got at least some kind of baseline. Did you guys throw a Port Royal setup in that thing last year, or was that just completely different than what you would even throw at Port?
We tried our Port Royal setup last year and we sucked. So
okay, there it goes.
Different than we thought. I was actually going to compare it more to like a Selinsgrove, and then we got out there and it's no Selinsgrove either. It is its own complete different technical animal. It's not like any other track in the country, and just the way you got to drive that place, it's more difficult for me, at least being there only a handful of times now, them couple nights last year, just reading the dirt, trying to figure out what lines to run, seeing the track changing. It's just all around different. So it's something that experience definitely will help. So I'm hoping we feel a lot more at home, and since we've been there last year, and we've got some things we've been working on here that our Port Royal setup isn't really our normal Port Royal setup anymore. So maybe that'll work a little better for Knoxville this year. Who knows?
It could. It definitely could, Dylan. But I want to go back to with Scott and this 2.5 had there. Last year in the 2 a lot. We didn't really see too much of the 5 last year. Tell us how that deal's going for people that may need a refresher on that deal. Tell us a little bit about Scott and where they're based out of. That's a Wisconsin car, correct?
Yeah, so our whole team now is essentially a Wisconsin team here that migrated to Port Royal. Last year we split our schedule between our family-owned 5 that we always had, and then we had Scott's 2 car. And, this past winter, everything went full-time driving for Scott and his whole operation here. He did give us the ability to change the number to my childhood number 5, so that was pretty neat for me. That's the only number I've really had in my whole career, so keeps me a little more familiar in the thing and more familiar for the fans. But that's the deal. That's the 2 car from last year with the stickers pulled off, and it's a number 5 again now, like we always were. And Scott, a lot of his great sponsors he had for years came on board in partnership with Valley Supply and Drying, a lot of my local sponsors that we've had over the last couple of years here. And we got a good group effort together here now, and just trying to do the best we can and make them happy to have a car here in Pennsylvania every week.
Absolutely, and I think you're definitely making them proud. You're getting those good, strong runs. Just shit happens for whatever reason. I mean, there's no real other way to explain it. But I wanted to hit on Knoxville one more time. With the black clay that's out there, does it make it hard to read the track if, say, the track's taking rubber, because the rubber almost essentially looks like the clay itself? So does that kind of play into how you read the track out there?
Yeah, it was very difficult just for me being in the car. It was hard for me to pick up lines. It looks easy watching it on videos, but then you get out there right close to the surface when you're racing on it, and the moisture and the slick does not stand apart like it does on video. So it's really hard to see those lines, which makes it all the more technical because there's really no give there. You got to either be on the bottom or you got to be on the top. And it's not like the top there is like a Port Royal. You can't go up there and bounce the wall to try and save you and keep your momentum up. I mean, if you miss it, and you lose a ton of momentum out there. So it was definitely a learning curve out there, just trying to read the dirt. That was the first Midwest track I was on with any type of surface like that. So it's definitely nothing like what we have over here in Pennsylvania. We've got the Pennsylvania red clay on most of these places, and it's stands out a lot when it gets slick, and you can see rubber starting somewhere from the grandstands on our tracks. You can see it, and you can see different lines and where the moisture is, and where it might be dirty or it's got marbles laying on it. And it definitely was a lot more difficult to do that stuff.
Oh, the great equalizer, that black clay at Knoxville, but there is nothing like it. You're right, Dylan. There really isn't it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do out there this week. We got a strong contingent of posse going out there. But let's look past Knoxville now, because when you come back, we're in the month of money then in Pennsylvania. It starts with the Labor Day Classic. And, you're coming off like that win at Port Royal. And then, you go Labor Day, then you go in Tuscarora 50 weekend. And that feels like this could be a good opportunity for you guys to really make a name for yourself up there. Lance hasn't been the Lance of old, I feel like, to find their groove. So I feel like he's going to be putting his name back in the hat. Logan's going to be putting their name back in the hat. And I feel like now with your win here, you're back in the running here for this Tuscarora 50 coming up. But it all starts those 2 laps at the start of the night, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely all about time trial, and especially with these big fields, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you get yourself behind the 8 ball to start the night, you just can't dig completely out of it. And, even the Tuscarora 50, it's 50 laps, but you still got to start up there unless you have an exceptionally good car to have a chance at that thing, because your best guys all week long are the ones who end up starting up there. So it's the runs from the back are hard. Not everybody can do what Larson did the other year, charging from the tail up to 4th, but you just got to be on your game. Luckily, I think me and my guys, we focus so hard on that you just show up there with a different mindset, and usually seems to be working out for us. So hopefully maybe this will be the year we knock off that big win.
I sure hope so.
Boy, Port will be burnt to the ground if that happened.
We would probably be burning for a few days. I don't know. We might that might be my retirement all in one night.
Oh God. God, they'd be, I know the ordinances up there with the fires and all that there. They would have, it'd be a full on riot up there if you won. We'd be burning that place to the freaking ground, honestly. Oh God.
We'd just deal with that another time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, next Borough Council meeting, we'll put it on the minutes for next Borough Council meeting. Yeah, we'll get the pass this time. So it's not our dollar we have to pay, not the fine. So last year, we're talking with Dylan Cisney here on the Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel Hotline. Last year at the end of the year, we saw you at Bridgeport in the 360. Could we see that happen again? That'd be pretty cool to have you back down there.
Yeah, that was a pretty neat place. I'd like to get down there. And try it with the 410. It's just such a far drive for us, and it's one of them places that always seems to have a weekday show or something. So, hey, we'll probably get there one of these days, and
end of October. End of October, last weekend of October, if you're free, they have the 410s with URC down there, and I think East Coast is down there as well. It's a Saturday Sunday type deal, but I think it pays $10,000 for the 410, something like that. It's at the end of October, so
Well, we'll keep it in
check
mind,
that out
you know,
there.
If we get that far here and still have some cars and motors left over, then maybe we'll try and add an extra one to the schedule.
Absolutely, I just think Bridgeport's another monster. Honestly, it's such a unique track. You know, you say how there's nothing like Knoxville, but around, I mean, at least in this area, I mean, I know they compared Bridgeport to Lawrenceburg, but there's nothing like Bridgeport around here either. That high banks, the way the track has been able to widen out. I mean, it kind of runs like that Port Royal where it gets 3 grooves and he can run anywhere with it and pull those monster slide jobs when he can too, except just on a little bit shorter scale.
Yeah, it's definitely a pretty cool place. You know, it's always just, hey, it's fun to go somewhere different. You know, you get bored doing the same old thing all the time. It's like, you know, that's the reason there's 32 different flavors of ice cream at Baskin Robbins. You can't go to the same racetrack all the time either.
This is very true.
Very true. And you're one to venture out. You go down to Lincoln every now and then. You kick the Lincoln's boys' ass every now and then. So, you know how to win down there at Lincoln. I always thought that was kind of that right before COVID hit when you got that win down at Lincoln. I mean, that was a big deal, honestly, because you have a Port Royal going down there, the Lincoln boys up. And on a track that, you know, it's completely different, Port Royal, and you were able to find a way to get around that place.
Yeah, you know, we went down there and stole their money twice that year, so that was pretty special. Yep. You know, that's the last place I thought we would win a race is down at Lincoln. So now if we could just get one at the Grove, you know, the Grove's been eluding us for all these years. You know, we've ran second there a handful of times and get a good car and go there and we can time good and run decent with the Outlaws and just can't seem to knock off a win there at all. So that's high up on the bucket list is to get a win there and have a win at each of the big 3 here in PA, and that'd make me a happy guy.
Well, it's coming, buddy. It's coming.
That's for sure.
Absolutely. So, well, Dylan, we'll let you get going here. Thank you so much for the time, bud. I know you're just getting off work, and we really do appreciate that. Giving us the time for us here. It's been a while since we got to sit down and have a good talk here, man. And, you know, it's good to see you again. But before we let you go, who do you got to thank for your Friday night?
Well, I got to thank all my guys first off. You know, Jim, Adam, Ethan, Scott for making it all happen. You know, they gave me a heck of a car last week, and if it wasn't for them guys, our car wouldn't be there every week. And you know, all our great sponsors: Valley Supply, Dryden, SCA Incorporated, X1 Race Cars, HP Engines, Hawkeye Transportation, Gibbsville Cheese. Everybody that keeps us going week after week. You know, and keeps great parts under the car. You know, we couldn't do it without them, and you know, hopefully we'll go out and represent everybody well here at the Nationals.
Go do it, buddy. I know you can do it, and we'll be watching. Congratulations on the win, bud, and hopefully we talk to you again here soon down the road here.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, Dylan. Take care, bud. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan Cisney on the Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel Hotline. Hi, Adam. How are you?
I am stellar. I just sent a picture of the gaggle of cars that is currently upside down and or in a pile up at IMS. I heard Chet when you were signing off. Yeah, when you were signing off with Dylan, I heard Chet being Chet, so to speak. So I had to. I couldn't necessarily hear it, but I heard the excitement out of Chet Christner because we all know how like excited he gets. Because the man doesn't miss when it comes to his calls, but
no,
I heard the excitement and I had to, you know, take a peek.
Yeah, always take that little peeky poo when Chet goes when Chet's losing his shit because it's always
it's usually always something pretty good. And you had what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish cars and a little gaggle there and the D main. And it all started with one person stepping on it.
Can't park there. Can't do that, boys. So
all
right. Well, let's do this.
Why does it look like Leary in one of the Petrie cars that stepped on it? Just got it in there a little too hot.
Yeah, I gotta put it on after this. So It's kind of hard right now because I am looking like massive potato after those storms rolled through here. So, what else?
Your
is new?
internet is great quality. But let's get to a commercial. We'll come back with
Always a massive potato.
What?
news and
I
notes.
am from the Potty Queen Studios tonight, folks. We're back. Potty Queen Studios is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while since they've been here. So, all right, let's do that. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll do news and notes, our Knoxville preview, and a special joining us here. A special guest coming up here. Peter from the Weather Center is going to be joined a bit for their efforts down in Kentucky, and all that rest of the good stuff. Stay tuned, folks. You're watching the Highside Hustle right here on National Racing Network.
Welcome to the 34 Motorsports Product Showcase. We're proud to offer the full line of Simpson Racing safety products. The Shark Speedway is a perfect brain bucket to keep your melon as safe as possible. We carry every model and size of Hans device, and these have saved countless lives. The Hybrid Pro Lite is an alternative to the Hans device and is just as effective. The DNA 3-layer suit offers maximum protection when things get hot. And hey, dude, those comfy shoes won't help one bit when things go south. Keep those hands ready to work with a pair of Vortex FIA gloves meeting every current standard. From 5 to 7 points, we carry every one of the Simpson harnesses, keeping your rear end right where it should be. Keep all your gear clean and together with the helmet and FHR bag, and always be ready to hop in a race car. Visit 34motorsports.com and order today.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Highside Hustle right here on the National Racing Network. Bert Wojcik, Big Sexy Adam Rubright joining us, sir, as always. Chris Graham, our executive. 34 Motorsports sticker down below as all the results from this past weekend. Of course, we want to thank Dylan Cisney for joining us on the Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel Hotline. And coming up here in about 15 minutes, we will have Peter from the Weather Center. He'll be joining us on the Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel Hotline. They're doing a massive humanitarian effort down in Kentucky where massive flooding took place, and it's an absolute mess down there. Chris was telling us some of the stories beforehand. We're not going to get into any of those because they were absolutely heart-wrenching, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of it on the news, but we'll give you details on how you can donate and get cash down to Peter so they can go get essential needs for all the folks down there in Kentucky coming up in a little bit. But we'll get stick on the lighter side for right now as we will go into Finches B Markets news and notes real quick before we get our Knoxville preview.
All right. So first up, we have last call for Paul to the Wall. This one's kind of a bummer because Paul was always one of my favorite drivers growing up as a kid. Mm-hmm. But he is set to run the final race of his career at Placerville, which, for those who did not know, is the track where it all began for him. That race is going to be held on August 27th of this month.
Okay.
Next up, we have Stuart Friesen to do double duty at Oswego Speedway on August 15th and 16th, as he is set to run the NASCAR Pinty Series along with a 360 sprint car. So, Stuart, I doubt you're watching, but maybe bring that 360 down south and race with us one of these times.
Cough, cough.
Cough, cough, cough.
Cough, cough.
This one kind of just broke out about an hour ago.
Yes.
I'm sure most people know Steve Francis, one of my childhood heroes in the late model division. He is actually going to be joining the World of Outlaw Late Model Series as the director of competition. So that is interesting and something to watch out for.
File that under things I was not expecting to read today was Steve Francis joined the World of Outlaws after he just announced he was leaving the Lucas Oil Late Model Series because he didn't want to do the schedule that much anymore. And then he jumped ship right over the World of Outlaws. Okay.
Yeah, but that's really the thing, though. The grind between the Lucas Oil and the grind between the World of Outlaw Late Model Series are two completely separate grinds.
Very true. Yes, they are two. I mean, was it the Outlaws? I think they're probably off after a couple, or probably after the USA Nationals this week, this year. But yeah, that was I was not expecting to see the Kentucky Colonel get to the Outlaws as their target. I mean, he does a great job at Lucas Oil. Did a fantastic job at Lucas Oil. But wow, yeah,
Definitely.
Steve Francis with the Outlaws. Okay. So, anything else?
The last thing, it'll sally us into the Knoxville Nationals. The entry list is up to 103 for the 61st running of the Knoxville Nationals. So, take it away, Bertus, and your...
Thank you. And they got a pretty good entry list for the 360 Nationals coming up this weekend, which starts tonight over on Dirt Vision in probably about an hour, I think. Qualifying to start around 8 o'clock, I think.
Did we ever figure out who's pre-registered for the Nationals as Hulk Hogan?
I don't know.
What was the other one? Was it Hulk Hogan? Who was the other one?
Wasn't Razor Ramon in there too somewhere? Something like that?
It was. There was like two or three.
I know Ross Weiss was in there too. Rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky Balboa.
Oh yeah, Rocky Balboa.
I think Hulk Hogan was one.
Yeah.
I want to know who did that this year. Ross Weiss was one. I think, yeah. Whoever did that, bravo, guys.
Yeah,
that's funny.
It made things interesting there for a couple of weeks.
It did, but it is the 61st annual Knoxville Nationals coming up here the next weekend, the August 13th, August 10th, 13th, I should say.
And before we get any further, if you are not a platinum member on Dirt Vision and you want to watch all 4 nights, it's going to run you about $170.
Okay.
It's $40 a night on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday rolls around, and it is, I believe, either $59.99 or $49.99. So it's quite hefty to watch the Knoxville match.
Which, I'll be honest with you, I will pay that $40 to watch Knoxville National because it is the Knoxville Nationals. I mean, I know it's the same as what their ticket is. Your face value. What was our tickets last year? I think it was $50 for the ticket for Saturday night.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Us race fans are stupid. Most of us are anyway. We will pay whatever it takes to watch the Knoxville Nationals. But in the same aspect, it's the Knoxville Nationals. They should have a package deal if you want to buy all 4 nights. You shouldn't have to buy each night separately.
Is that what they're doing? They're going to do a package deal. Normally, I thought
there's no package deal.
Wow.
They usually do, but there's no package deal.
A second here.
Very quick, Chris.
How is it that the Knoxville Nationals, the preeminent event in 410 sprint car racing, cannot find a television distribution deal?
I thought
money.
They gave
Get
it MAV.
them on CBS Sports Network. Come on.
I thought they had that with MAV a couple years ago, but I wonder if Dirt Vision kind of said, not with that.
That should be on live television.
It should be.
But
It should be on
But here-
television.
here's
But
my
in a
bitch
way,
about this
I
whole
like
thing.
it. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Vic.
Here's my bitch about this whole thing. It's short, sweet, and to the point, right? So $40, everyone pays $40 a month for Dirt Vision, unless you have money and you spend just shy of $300 on it, which in the long run,
It's not a bad deal.
It's
For
not
what
a
you
bad
get with
deal
Dirt Vision,
because
it's not terrible.
it's not a terrible deal. But if you're gonna, I'm spending $40 a month on Dirt Vision because at the time I didn't have the 300 and however many dollars it is to subscribe for the whole year. And then you get the Knoxville Nationals and the 360 Nationals included. But $40 a month, 12 months that you get charged, $480. I'm spending more money for the entire year, and I still can't watch the Knoxville Nationals for free.
Yep. It's.
I don't know. That just
dumb.
doesn't. It doesn't add up to
I
me.
never understood that
So
with Dirt Vision, but not here to talk about the streaming shit. I do wish it was on TV, yes, but I do like that it's on streaming because then that way there you don't got the commercial breaks sticking there around. You don't have what they pull at the bullshit with the Chili Bowl. I'm okay with it being on Dirt Vision for that simple reason. They don't pull the same bullshit as they do with the Chili Bowl. Now, let's get into the actual race here. Knoxville Nationals coming up here. We look at what we have so far at Knoxville coming in this season. Right now, my favorite going into this race is Giovanni Scelzi. I've been the best car at Knoxville so far this season. Let me pull up the I should have had this ready to go, but I didn't.
The best car at Knoxville this season has been Aaron Reitzel, but he's in a string of bad luck.
Well, besides
at
Reitzel, my second one. But
oh yeah,
Gio's
besides
right there
Reitzel,
with
it's Gio Scelzi. Yeah.
So right now, look at the Knoxville points. Brothers are the lead with 3 wins, 7 top three or 7 podiums, 10 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. Reitzel has 4 wins, 6 podiums, 7 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. See here, and right now, Gio is not even on their points list here. So I thought they only go up to 23rd. So anyway, but Gio I think has 3 wins here this year? 4. I think he has 3 or 4 wins at Knoxville so far this year. Adam, help me out there.
At least one that I know of. I can't confirm the other ones.
Right.
I know he won at least once there.
I still feel like Gio is going to be the one to beat going into this year at Knoxville. I think it's going to come down to him or Reitzel. The reason I'm not bringing up a name like Schatz, who's getting hot right now, Donnie Schatz has not been that good this year, or pretty much anywhere. All right. I look at also Larson. Larson is starting to get his stride a little bit, but he has not been the Kyle Larson of past either this year. So I feel like this is a wide open Knoxville Nationals coming into this year.
I tend to agree with you. One thing we've learned about Kyle Larson this season is if he doesn't start up front, he's struggling to get to the front unless he's within the top 4 or 5 rows, give or take. So if he has to start worse, he's struggling to get up there. So what that tells us, good in clean air, not so good in dirty air. 4th, 5th, 6th row out of Knoxville. I mean, don't get me wrong. Literally anything could happen at Knoxville. But in the same aspect, with him struggling in dirty air this year, it might be a different story when it comes to the Nationals time. I like Gio going in. He's definitely he has to be one of the favorites. If I'm going to go a dark horse, Logan Schumann. Yes, he's had a very, very off year. For whatever reason, that crew's just not clicking together. It's not meshing like they used to. That being said, you go into the Knoxville Nationals, you know what you're getting out of Logan Schuhart. Like, qualify well, hopefully, towards the front of the feature on his qualifying, and probably, hopefully, 5th or 6th. If they take what they last year, so that they don't fall backwards before they break, and they keep that thing kind of sitting where it is. Say he starts 4th or 5th. He keeps that thing 4th or 5th instead of falling back to 10th. You're looking at a 2-3 car, maybe not, if not the winner, at the end of the 50 laps, considering how that car comes on after the halfway mark. He just has to fight to keep it where it starts and not fall backwards.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. So let's bring up another name here. Gravel and Sweet. Where are those two going to be at here? I feel like Sweet probably has a little more momentum. Gravel's coming off win at Weedsport. Both them Knoxville Nationals winners. They know how to get around Knoxville. That's a big thing.
I'm looking for Macedo to have a good week. He loves Knoxville. He's been very strong in Knoxville last year at the Nationals. Got caught up on that wreck on his prelim night down there right in front of us, basically, with him, McMahon, and a couple others. I think that really put him behind the ball for the rest of the week. I also it's really hard to bet against Brian Brown out there. The man is so good, and I thought that you're in year
Brownie does it.
You're in year two of Lasowski and Brian Brown working together. Brian's throwing stuff off the wall that he knows Worksville. The dude is doing the same thing right back to him, and that could be a very, very potent car heading into next week.
This is almost getting to Daytona 500 Dale Earnhardt territory with Brian Brown. It's not a matter of if, but when will he win the Knoxville Nationals? And I felt really good going into Saturday with him, but then he fell back. So, I don't know. It's so hard. See, let's not joke anyone here. Brian Brown has been the most dominant car at Knoxville over the last decade. Let's not be honest here. I mean, he's going to probably win the points championship here. Look at the points just a few minutes ago. But Nationals come around. Brian Brown says some kind of dark cloud over his head. If this is the year him and the dude can get it together and go and win the Knoxville Nationals,
you would forget all of the past heartbreaks.
You can forget, but it's the 20 years of trying, 20 years of heartbreak. Brian Brown has won the Knoxville. This is going to be the Dale Earnhardt moment if Brian Brown wins the Knoxville Nationals coming up here next Saturday night. So, before we get into Clark the Bear here from the Weather Center, who is winning the Knoxville Nationals? And Chris will take your input on this too.
I'm going to stick with it. I think the top 5 is going to look Brian, Logan Schuchart, Gravel, Macedo, Sweet, something like that. Okay. But I'm definitely going to take Brian Brown to win.
Okay, Chris?
I really like the Brian Brown pick. Man, this is such a hard race to call. But
yes,
I think there is a whole lot of piss and vinegar going on that 17 car right now, and I would not be shocked one bit to see Sheldon Haudenschild in victory lane, and the place would go nuts.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that. I'm going to stick with it. It feels like it's going to happen. I'm just sticking with Gio Scelzi. He's been so good at Knoxville whenever the 18 cars out there this year. Got another second place run out there on Saturday night with the All-Stars. Rico looks strong as well. But it's either going to be Brownie or Gio. I'm going to say an outlaw does not win the Knoxville Nationals this year. 2 years in a row, an outlaw does not win the Knoxville Nationals.
It's a fair assessment.
It's very possible this year. Very possible this year. So we will see. So we'll see what happens coming up here in 2 weeks with the Knoxville Nationals coming up next Saturday night. But ladies and gentlemen, right now we're going to bring him on. It's been a few weeks since we had him on the show here. He's down doing a fantastic humanitarian effort down in Kentucky right now. There he is, Clark the Bear from the Weather Center, joins us on the Fredericksburg Eagle Hotel Hotline. Clark, my friend, how are you, buddy?
I'm well. I'm very well. How are you?
No, we're doing all right, buddy. We're doing all right. You guys are down in Kentucky right now?
We are.
Yes.
Bert, I'm going to be coming to your house next to turn the power back on for you.
Oh, please, yes. I have lights on. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. I have my little selfie cam on here. I don't know what the hell's going on with my lights tonight.
It's very dark. Datum is in his illustrious illuminated glory, but you
Look
look
at the
pretty
glow
dark.
on his face. Look at the glow on his face.
Because we haven't seen each other forever. Look, I'm already in the hotel room getting ready for Datum to tuck me in.
Go read him a story, pig. Go read him a story. Oh man, Clark.
I see he's
we
wearing
miss
his
you, buddy.
41 reasons. I see he's wearing his 41 reasons I love my adopted son shirt.
Oh my god. Oh, we've missed you, Clark. We have missed you. We gotta get you back on here more. But anyway, yes, you're down in Kentucky right now. Tell us a little bit about what's going on down there, man.
Left Pennsylvania Monday, drove overnight, stopped for a few hours, got here early Tuesday morning. Been here ever since. There are no words. There are no words. As you know, we went to Waverly. I went to Mayfield. I went to Slidell. And that was like an entire town wiped out. And it's breathtaking. But I put 1,200 miles on my vehicle through 5 counties in the last 3 days. There hasn't been a quarter mile where there hasn't been absolute destruction.
That's
Same.
That is such a shame too. And
it's been an emotional look. I do this for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Emergency services. I've been to places that were catastrophically hit. This is nothing. This makes Mayfield look like they had a windstorm. It makes Waverly look like it rained. This place is just, there's entire, in the one town of Feisty in Knott County, right near the Pike County, Knott County border. There's a little tiny creek, and if you walk through it on a normal day, it might go above your ankles.
Mm-hmm.
If you drive down that today, that house-lined creek, no houses along it, no trees along it, no landscape along it, and it's nothing but debris every mile inside the creek. Every single mile. There is debris. There's pictures. If you go to the weather page, you'll see pictures and stuff, but there's debris 30 feet above the street level. The creek is 15 to 20 feet below the street level. That water came up 40, 45 feet.
It's like biblical proportions of flooding.
Literally.
It absolutely, yeah. No joking at all. It's biblical proportions. They've never had flooding like this ever. It shattered the highest levels of the Kentucky River. I mean, there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people here who are not just, they are literally homeless. Like they were 4 days ago had a home. Today have nothing. Their home is gone. God knows where it is. It could be 100 miles down the river. It could be in someone else's front yard. Roads are washed out. Hillsides are gone. There are hills that used to be along the river. They're no longer there. They just had mudslides and washed right into the river and washed away. Highways gone. It's catastrophic. It's like a bomb. It really is. It's like an absolute nuclear bomb went off down here.
Wow.
It's terrible.
You don't underestimate the power of water until you see this kind of shit in person. Like I know what we went through back here in Tremont in 2018, and I'm not saying that nothing compares to what's going on down in Kentucky. I mean, it's kind of a similar setup in a way with us being down off the mountain here, so I can understand that whole setup there where it's basically you're in a bowl. So where everything happened there, down the holler there. So it's kind of the same setup happened here, but see that kind of destruction. You don't underestimate. You think water's this peaceful thing, but when Mother Nature gets pissed off, I mean, it is. It was. And lack of a better term, it's awesome. It's awesome to see the power of water.
It's awesomely horrific. Absolutely.
Yes.
So it was a chain of events. The Kentucky River flooded. They had 11 inches of rain in 3 hours. 11 inches of rain in 3 hours. The Kentucky River flooded. That backed up all the tributary streams. You couldn't go into the Kentucky River, so that backed up into the valleys, which backed up all the little brooks and all the runoffs from the streams. Those backed up. And eventually it just had to go somewhere. And everything down here, everything in these 5 counties down is valleys. You've got the cliffs that are 40 feet high on either side of the creeks. It has nowhere to go but up. And the more you get, the faster it flows. And there's just no stopping it. Water is, I mean, you think about it, you have 10,000 years of water, just water, making the Grand Canyon. That's the force of water.
If I
These
can
people
jump in here for 1 second, though, Clark, we've met some absolutely incredible people. Big John from, what is it, East 80 Liquors or whatever it is. His story is on the page. It's incredible. The dude's smiling. I don't get it.
Dude, he was. So we have a fan of the weather page who knows him. And she messaged me and said, look, there's this guy, Big John. He owns an East 80 Liquors down near Feisty. Can you stop in and make sure he's okay? He lost everything. Yeah. So today I did. I found him. I walked into his store and I said, you Big John? He said, yeah, who are you? And I said, what was her name?
Gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I'll find it.
God, Alice. I was like, Alice sent me. And he's like, no kidding. He goes, yeah, I'm doing great. So he did a little video and he's like, literally what he said. I lost my house. I lost my storage buildings. I lost my cars. I lost everything. But we have our lives and we'll move on.
Yep.
That was it.
Literally.
And thanked her for sending me to check on him. He had Buffalo Trace bourbon. I supported his business by buying a bottle of Buffalo Trace bourbon that he tried to give to me. I told him I wasn't taking it if I couldn't pay for it. So I bought it. And the SOB gave me a ginormous bottle of Weller Special Edition to go with the Buffalo Trace. You can't find that shit. You pay an arm and leg for that up here. Well, up here in Pennsylvania, that is. But, I mean, you hear the stories, dude. We meet the people, and that's why I'm down here, to facilitate the coordination of making sure the people and the departments down here that were wiped out get exactly that they need. We cut out the red tape, the bureaucracy. Well, I was in... Never mind. This is just... We could go on all night about this. Daddy, I hope you're proud of me.
I mean, without a doubt, we all are, Clark. What you do with the weather cares, and we're proud to have you a part of this Highside Hustle and a part of the National Racing Network family with everything you do with the Weather Center and the weather cares. I mean, I'm just thinking about what Bear with the guy with the liquor store there, what he was saying, like how he can just smile. That's all you can do is smile and be grateful for your life. There's so much destruction and life loss that was down there. When we went through what we did here in 2018, I can relate to that. That's all you can do is just you cry it out a little bit. You go, you get your gloves on, you start to clean up, and you smile, you laugh, and you just be thankful that God spared you your life. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that did not get as lucky as fortunate, but
you got two options: you go on or you give up.
Yep, absolutely. But hey, so tell us. I hear you got a couple trucks going down tonight. And I know it's getting a little late to donate, but the big thing is monetary donations. You guys are looking for those, correct?
So we have a convoy actually coming down, various trucks and trailers and stuff coming down tonight. Thanks to Palisades Regional Fire Rescue in Upper Bucks, who offered to haul everything we could collect down with all the stuff that they've collected. So to make sure all that stuff gets down here, I came down here again, drove Monday night, got here Tuesday morning. I've been driving around 1,200 miles in the last 3 days in 5 counties, going to those places that were absolutely devastated, who have nothing anymore, making sure we get their story, making sure we get their list of what they need, and then making sure we have it hopefully coming down. And if we do, it's going here, it's going here, it's going here. No red tape, no bureaucracy nonsense. We were in places today. FEMA hasn't been in half these places. We haven't seen a Red Cross truck.
Yep.
These people have no help at all. No help at all. They just need a little hope. And you know what? When they hear they need to, just some ugly-looking, weird guy from Pennsylvania comes down, but you know what? He's trying to help. That's all that matters. It's a little hope for them.
Absolutely.
It's a little hope. And look, and we're in this for the long haul. This is not a thing that ends this week when the stuff's dropped off. We're in Kentucky for a long time. I already said starting in October, everyone who I've met, the chiefs and the local officials down here, by October, I want names of kids, their ages, and their sexes. In October, we're going to start a toy drive and have a Christmas in Kentucky for these kids. These kids might not have a whole lot on Christmas, but Christmas Day, they're open fucking, pardon my language, they're going to open presents.
Absolutely. And we'll be glad to help out with that also.
Yeah, absolutely, Clark. We will definitely help you out with that. So if you guys would like to donate to the weather cares, the website is ky.theweathercenter.com, KY as in Kentucky, theweathercenter.com. And then if you want Venmo to help out with cash, because obviously we're running a little bit late here. The convoy's leaving tomorrow morning. You can Venmo the Weather Center at the Weather Center.
I will say that, look, we don't have advertising. We don't have publicity. We don't have any salaries here. All of your money goes directly to them. This entire trip down here, I funded out of my pocket. I've been funding this entire trip. The hotels, the food, the gas, everything I've been funding. The money that people have been donating, every time I see one of these people who have set up a little Blackstone or a little grill alongside the road and handing out free food, every single time we see one of them, we stop and give them a couple $100 or a few $100 to buy more food.
Clark, what you are doing, my friend, shows what kind of human you are. I mean, you are an amazing human. I said this to you time and time before when you went down to Sidell and everything. And God bless people in Kentucky, man. And you, Clark, you are an amazing human, and proud to call you a friend, and love what you do, man. Love you, buddy. And I can only imagine the stuff you're seeing down there. I saw it from my own eyes what we went through up here, and I can only imagine it's 10 times worse down there.
When your video's over in the Weather Center Facebook and YouTube pages, about 8:15, we're going to go live, and we're going to debut one of the hardest videos I've ever taken. And it's a man who's going to tell a story that's going to break your heart and rip it out of your chest, but it needs to be told, and it needs to be heard, and it needs to be shared. We normally don't do those types of videos, but this fella's got a story to tell.
Absolutely. We'll send everyone over there at coming up here in about 15 minutes here. Clark, my man, we'll have you on here after the Knoxville Nationals. Hopefully we'll talk to you a little bit in better circumstances. And thank you so much for coming on tonight, man.
Bert, really good to see you. Adam, really good to see you. I would like a 42 on that shirt next time.
Oh, my God. Clark, we love you, buddy. Take care.
See you guys. Good night. Be safe.
You too, buddy. There he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Clark the Bear from the Weather Center. Get ready for their live stream coming up here in 15 minutes. We got to wrap this show up here. I know it's a down kind of way to end it, but we can make something positive happen, as Clark just said there. Especially coming up here we'll try and do something with the toy drive coming up. Maybe we could plan some kind of for that to help out the Weather Center. But if you would like to donate, again, the website is ky.theweathercenter.com, ky.theweathercenter.com, or you can Venmo Clark at theweather on Venmo. Everything, as he said, will go to help the people out in Kentucky. It doesn't go anywhere else. It goes right to help those people in Kentucky. And that's why we love what Clark does, and he's just an amazing human.
Boys,
I'm emotional right now.
We're going to pick this back up a little bit here. We're going out on a high note. Is this the biggest flex in the history of the little Red Bull stupid driving contest? This is absolutely insane. Take a look.
All right.
Is that a Zamboni?
It's a camper.
No! It's going. No! It's oh my god! Oh! He's driving it backwards. Oh my god! Oh, that is beautiful.
That is incredible.
And he's doing.
How's he gonna make that?
He's kicking ass.
Oh my god!
Oh! That is a massive. Oh my god, the size of that guy's balls. And there's somebody in the Oh. Thank you, Chris.
Also,
by the way,
if you want to pull up the then on North,
yes,
so the revival before we get out of here.
Yes, let's end that on a high note. This is the then from back. Looks like the 70s or 80s.
86.
Okay.
Based on the paint scheme on the Junior Johnson car up there at the front of the field. How about it, race fans? North Wilkes-Barre Speedway is alive and well.
It is beautiful.
We said that, not to take this thing out of the baseball side. If you build it, they will come. In this case, if you revive it, they will come.
Yes.
And fans showed up and showed out. That is absolutely incredible to see.
They lived up. Everyone's been saying we want North Wilkesboro back, and ladies and gentlemen, you showed up and you kicked the last 2 nights at North Wilkesboro. Back. Yes, it proved they want them back. And you know what? I'm going to look at the dates. We may be taking a road trip down there. See when the 410s are down there.
Fucking trip. Let's go
That's
book
right.
it now.
That's
October,
right around
Oh,
Charlotte. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right before. You know what? We'll find out when the 410s are there. We may have to take a road trip down there. If we can see North Wilkesboro covered in dirt, it don't matter. We saw a race in North Wilkesboro. So
True.
anyway, folks, that will do it for tonight's edition of the Highside Hustle. Now we'll be off next week with the Knoxville Nationals happening next week, and yeah, so we'll be taking the week off, enjoying Knoxville Nationals. We'll be back the week after that. But before that, Chris, what's coming up on National Racing Network?
well, coming up next, we'll be on the air with the Weather Center over on their page. That one's going to be kind of hard to pull off, quite frankly, because I'm going from the excitement of this, and I have to be jacked up for our 10:15 Indy Pro 2000 race. And then we're going to sandwich it with just hard. But we'll get through it. The Weather Center at 8:15. 10:15 in the East, it'll be Indy Pro 2000. Next week, I am on vacation. Somebody else will be producing the iRacing content. I don't want to hear from you people for a week.
We're going to book the shit out of you. We're going to book the shit out of you. But a much well-deserved vacation, boss, man. You deserve it for all the work you do. And go enjoy it with your family.
We'll make sure we send you the important racing news. Other than that, I'm not going to fucking blow your phone off with
I
that
will
shit.
be following along. However, it's vacation, right? I want to sleep in. I want to drink a lot of bourbon, some whiskey.
You act like we
lot of
message
beer.
you at 4 a.m. when we wake
Hold
up.
up. My kid has taken up golfing, and she's booked us tee times starting at 6:30 in the morning almost every day.
How is that vacation?
This is why you put your child up for adoption. Reasons to put your child up for adoption.
A 6:30 a.m. tea time. Fucking high.
This bullshit right here is why your daughter deserves to go for adoption. No, in a way, I love it because it tortures you a little bit, but but in a way that the child deserves to be put up for adoption.
I have never had more fun playing the game. It's a game that I played incredibly well growing up, and I'm finally enjoying it because now I just hang out and get drunk and shit talk to my kids.
What else is out? I mean, that's what the point of golf is, right?
Yes, it's a good.
It's like playing a game of whack fuck here.
That's why I drive it.
Oh god, Big Sexy. Anything to wrap up?
Nah, I got nothing.
All right, folks, that'll do it for the Highside Hustle here.
Yes,
we will see you guys. Oh, yeah.
Out of here. Next Friday, if you are from Central Pennsylvania, I want to see one of your asses at either Williams Grove or Clinton County supporting one of those two tracks that are trying so damn hard.
Friday night.
Or not Williams Grove, Big Diamond.
Friday night.
Big Diamond or Clinton County that are putting on these 410 shows. I want to see you guys show up and have.
Yes. We want to see Big Diamond and Clinton County full next weekend. If you are not going to Knoxville, if you are going to enjoy it, I hate you. Have some Chuck Norris's down at the Dingus for us. But if you are not going to Knoxville and you have nothing going on Friday or Saturday night, please come to Big Diamond. Fantastic 410 show. $5,000 to win for the 410s next Friday night. And then there's $5,000 to win for the Phil Walter Classic up at Clinton County next Saturday night. Anyways, folks, for Big Sexy Adam Rubright, our executive producer Chris Graham, we will see you all in 2 weeks. My name is Brent Wood, folks. Enjoy the Knoxville Nationals.